The mystery of the Outrigger remains an open-ended question in the Lost universe. The writers confess that they had an answer planned for the identities of who was on the Outrigger, but they could not figure out a way to organically work this into Season 6. The truth is that this is an unresolved plot thread from the series that has no official canon answer that can work. So, the following solution to this mystery is based purely on making logical deductions to provide the most satisfying answer available. For a long time, many fans assumed that it was Alana's group from Hydra Island that fired upon the Outrigger of time travelers. However, the off-screen gymnastics required for Alana and her team to be the ones in the pursuing Outrigger become far too convoluted when you try to logic it out. First of all, there is no sign of the incredibly large cargo crate that contains real Locke's body on the pursuing Outrigger. And there is no mention of Alana losing a team member when the group comes ashore with Frank. The show makes it clear that Alana's group head straight for the cabin to find Jacob. He isn't there of course, but he has left a clue as to his whereabouts. So, Alana adjusts the course to push on ahead through the jungle, burning the cabin and carrying the cargo crate directly to the statue in the hopes of finding either Jacob or Richard. But they never get on the Outrigger again. During Season 6, all of our losties are accounted for throughout the season, so we know none of them were involved in the Outrigger pursuit either. This means that there is only one other possible group that could be responsible for the skirmish at sea. This requires accepting that there were multiple Outriggers available on Hydra Island and not just the 4 we saw used in Season 5. We know that Carl had an Outrigger stashed away in secret, which suggests there were multiple vessels scattered around the shoreline of both islands. John Locke's group of time travelers flash to a point in the future that is post-Jacob's death by at least several days. Jack's group has recently left this beach camp to join with Fake Locke's camp in the jungle. To be more precise, the time travelers have appeared exactly around the time that the events of The Last Recruit are taking place. At this point, the beach camp is totally abandoned. The Outriggers that our time-traveling losties stumble across are in fact from Charles Widmore's team, who have been coming ashore for recon purposes, mostly off-screen. We see Zoe leading the clandestine unit into the jungle to abduct Jin. Notice how Widmore's team make stealth use of darts to drug and abduct people. Does it remind you of anything? Widmore's team abduct Jin and return to Hydra Island where the size of the operation is revealed. Widmore's team have no doubt also acquired and appropriated the Outriggers last used by the Ajira passengers. A splinter unit returns to the main island once again, in which we see Zoe try to intimidate Fake Locke with some drone explosions. It is clear that Widmore's people are going to and from the island for reconnaissance and tactical operations fairly frequently throughout this whole period. By the time Zoe is staring down Fake Locke, we can assume that her unit came over on the Outriggers. The very same Outriggers that our time travelers come across at the beach camp in Season 5. They take one of these boats to paddle around the island for a shortcut to the Orchid. Meanwhile, the drone attack against the Man in Black's camp on the other side of the island is taking place concurrently. Several members of Widmore's tactical unit return to the beach camp and find one of their Outriggers missing. They head off in pursuit and encounter our time travelers in the water. We can assume that someone from the unit looks through a rifle scope, or a pair of binoculars, to check out who is aboard. What's important here is that they spot John Locke. Not only is this man confirmed dead, he is also now the new face of the Man in Black. So, the unit opens fire on the Outrigger, assuming that the real Locke is actually Fake Locke. Because this is taking place around the same time as the drone attack, the kill order has already been issued on the Man in Black and anyone aligned with him. We know how the rest of this plays out. Juliet returns fire and kills one of the team, or possibly just wounds them. Then her Outrigger disappears in a time flash. This also becomes the very last time that the real John Locke is ever seen on the living plane. Consider it one last cameo from our Man of Faith in the linear timeline before he vanishes back into the past forever. We can assume that the Outrigger with Widmore's people returned to Hydra Island following this event. And it's that simple. This solution may not have been the original planned answer to this mystery, but considering the writers never delivered on a conclusive explanation, this is the closest to a logical answer available. Fans might continue to speculate with other possibilities, but, on this channel, we can consider the Outrigger mystery solved. And the last open thread of Season 5's time loop to be closed. Finally. Thank you for watching this series. Please like, share and subscribe in order to see more videos. Until the next time, stay lost.